Might actually be past the point where things can go back to normal when it comes to streaming and social media content. Like seriously, it feels like the expectations have gotten so ridiculously high that there's no chill left at all. Everything has to be louder, crazier, bigger, and more extreme just to even keep people watching. It's like the whole internet got completely Mr. Beastified, and now everybody's stuck trying to keep up with that energy, whether they like it or not. And the wild part is, it's not just smaller creators trying to climb anymore. Even the biggest names out there are stuck in this weird spot where they either accept slowing down and fading out, or they go all in and keep pushing things further every single time. Yeah, I mean, there's no middle ground anymore. Either you level up constantly, or people move on like you never existed. And yeah, that might work for some people, but if you're already at the edge, pushing harder can get real dangerous, real fast. Now, when you talk about someone who's already at the top, you have to bring up IShowSpeed, aka Darren Watkins Jr. This dude is not just big, he might actually be the biggest streamer in the world right now. Like globally, you go anywhere, people know who he is. His reach is insane, and honestly, it feels like he's everywhere all at once. Look at what he's been doing lately. The guy's basically on a full-on world tour, streaming in real life across different countries. He popped up in a Super Bowl commercial. He's out here doing WWE moments, literally jumping off ropes onto Logan Paul like it's nothing. His resume is stacked in a way that doesn't even feel real anymore. And that's exactly why what's been happening recently is so confusing.
Who fast? Snipe Surfers Cafe.
Ask Taylor if he sees the feed.
You should have thrown. Oh, almost hit my head.
Because for some reason, during these Caribbean streams, Speed has been doing stuff that honestly looks like he's testing his own limits in the worst way possible. Like, not even in a fun, controlled stunt way, more like straight up putting himself in situations where things could go very wrong. And it's not just once or twice, it's been happening over and over again, and it's starting to feel uncomfortable to watch. There have been multiple moments where he either puts himself in danger on purpose, or just doesn't take serious risks, seriously at all. And that's the part that stands out. Because at his level, you'd think there'd be more control, more awareness, more people stepping in. But instead, it's like the opposite. The bigger things get, the more extreme they become. And this goes right back to that whole everything has to be bigger mindset. Streaming right now feels like a constant competition where if your next stream isn't crazier than the last, you're losing. That pressure doesn't just disappear when you're on top either. If anything, it gets worse. And now we're seeing that same mindset hit even the biggest streamer in the world. So yeah, before going deeper into all that, you gotta actually see what's been going on. Because once you watch these clips, it really hits different. Like, it stops being just talk and starts looking like something that could go seriously wrong. All right, first clip we're looking at. And this one didn't even get as much attention as it should have. This happened during his stream in Barbados. And for some reason, this man is literally hanging half his body out of a moving bus, like fully leaning out, upper body outside, while the bus is going. If you enjoy celebrity drama, scandals, and the biggest stories on the internet, make sure to subscribe to The Fame Insider and never miss the next viral controversy.
That would have been.
When you say something outrageous in Barbados, what we say is, Comblé!
Comblé!
Comblé, boy!
I think you can get in.
Yeah, I know, bro. I'm about to hit my head.
I think you can get in.
Oh, I would have hit my head. Oh, I would have hit my head.
Get in. Just get in, please. Hey, man.
Hereditary, bro, was this girl. She got like a peanut allergy. Then she put her head out the window. She put her head out the window and said...
And it's not just a quick moment either. This goes on for like 3 to 4 minutes straight, just hanging there while the bus is moving. And it's crazy because if you've been online long enough, you've definitely seen videos where people try this exact thing and it ends badly. Like seriously badly. This isn't new. This is known to be dangerous. So watching him do this, it just doesn't make sense. Like why? And even more confusing, why is nobody stopping him? You've got people around him, security, a whole setup, and nobody pulls him back in. That's the part that really stands out.
And that was it for her. That's true shit. Be careful. So I am a professional streamer. I am a professional stunter. I know what to do and I know what not to. But I appreciate y'all. I appreciate Y'all concerned though. I train for this. Every single day of my life for this.
There are moments in that clip where things get like that's exactly how accidents happen. You don't see something coming for just a second, and that's all it takes. It's not even about exaggerating anymore. In a moving vehicle, everything changes in seconds. One pole, one sign, one wrong angle, and it's over. That's what makes this so hard to watch. It's not funny, it's not entertaining, it's just risky for no real reason. And let's be real for a second, no amount of training is saving you in that situation. You can't prepare for hitting your head on a solid object while leaning out of a fast-moving bus. That's not something you build resistance to, that's just straight up danger. Thankfully, he eventually gets back inside. After about a minute or so more, he finally pulls himself in. But even then, the damage is already done in terms of what could have happened. It's the definition of high risk for almost no reward. Well, actually, there is a reward, and it's exactly this. People talking about it, clips spreading everywhere. Because let's be honest, shocking content always gets attention. Negative or risky stuff spreads way faster than anything normal or positive. But here's the weird part, it doesn't even feel like he was doing it just for clips. That's what makes it different. Usually, you can tell when someone is setting something up for attention. This didn't feel like that. This felt random. Yeah, it was random. Like something he just decided to do in the moment without really thinking it through. Maybe it crossed his mind that it would go viral, maybe not. But the way it played out didn't feel calculated, it felt impulsive. And honestly, that might be even more concerning. I'm not even gonna lie, it really doesn't feel like Speed is out here staging viral moments the way some creators do anymore. Most of the clips blowing up now don't feel planned at all. It's just raw chaos from whatever he's doing live. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. The craziest moments are happening naturally, and that might actually be his whole angle now. Or maybe it's not even intentional. Either way, whether this is strategy or not, it's still concerning to watch. Because if he starts believing that this level of risk is what people expect from him, that's a dangerous path to go down. But honestly, this might not even be about content anymore. This feels more personal. It feels like ego is starting to play a bigger role. A huge part of Speed's identity is built around his athleticism, his energy, and always being on. That image is everything to him, and it seems like he's trying to protect it at all costs. And that leads directly into this next moment because things took a turn that was hard to ignore. So yeah, during one of these streams, he literally collapses on camera. Fake or exaggerated either. It looked like pure exhaustion, probably dehydration. Just his body giving out after being pushed way too far. If you know the context, he was trying to hit some extreme goal, streaming across multiple countries within a short time frame. That alone sounds intense. Add travel, lack of rest, constant performance. It builds up fast. Now, if that moment had ended the stream, it would have made sense. You'd expect people around him to step in, shut everything down, and make sure he's okay. But that's not what happened. Instead, they cut to a "we'll be back" screen for a few minutes. And then, the stream comes back like nothing serious just happened. And what does he do next? He apologizes, then starts doing push-ups.
Right, Chop. Let's go.
Sure you're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
What's the why? Just give him space. Everybody give him space, please.
Just relax, relax.
You need space. That's what you
We
need.
good, we good,
You know how crowded is too much.
we good.
Like a full set right after fainting on stream. That's the moment where it stops feeling like content and starts feeling reckless. That's not normal. That's someone refusing to acknowledge what just happened to their own body. This is why it feels more like an ego thing than anything else. If it was about clips or views, you could at least understand the angle. But this didn't feel like that. This felt like him trying to prove something. Like he couldn't let people see him weak, even for a second. And to be fair, when you look at who he is, it makes some sense. His entire brand is built around being high energy, athletic, almost unstoppable. If you've never actually sat down and watched one of his streams, even for 10 minutes, it's hard to fully get it. But the pace is nonstop. The energy doesn't drop. It's intense from start to finish. At this point, he's not just a streamer, he's a global celebrity. Everywhere he goes, there are crowds, cameras, fans, people watching every move. It's not hard to imagine that kind of lifestyle taking a toll. Constant attention, constant pressure, always needing to deliver something bigger.
Hey, you don't run. Yo, hey, formation. Hey, come on, formation. Yo. Hey, Leo, formation. Come on.
As much as I'm gonna be honest, bro. My body kind of shutting down, but I gotta make it 5 countries.
And maybe 10 or 15 minutes later, things still weren't right. You could see it clearly. He looked drained, barely holding it together, struggling just to keep moving. And even then, he's still talking about continuing, still focused on pushing forward, even while admitting his body is shutting down. That's the part that's hard to understand, not just from him, but from everyone around him. Nobody stepping in, nobody saying, this needs to stop. Because when someone is fainting from exhaustion, that's not a small warning sign. That's your body hitting a limit. And when you're someone like Speed, you have to take that seriously. He's young, in peak physical condition, known for being athletic. If even at that level, your body is breaking down, that's not something you ignore. That's something you listen to immediately. It really feels like he sees himself as unstoppable. And in his position, that mindset probably builds over time. Success, attention, everything going right, it can make you feel untouchable. But your body doesn't care about any of that. When it starts sending signals, those signals are real. Moments like this should be a wake-up call, not just for him, but for the people around him too. Because this kind of pace, this level of pressure, it's not sustainable forever. Yeah, at some point, something has to give. But if we're being honest, it's hard to say if anything will actually change. When you're in that position, there's pressure from every direction. The audience wants bigger moments. The platform rewards extremes. And his entire identity is tied to being the guy who never slows down. That creates a situation where the only real options are tough. Either pull back and risk losing part of that image, or keep pushing and see where it leads. And based on what we're seeing, it looks like he's choosing to push through it. The problem is, you can't keep going like that forever. There's always a limit. And when you're already operating at the edge, there's not much room left to go before something serious happens. I just hope he figures that out before it gets worse. Because right now, it really feels like he's ignoring what his own body is trying to tell him. Anyway, what do you think about all this? Let me know your thoughts. Like, subscribe, share, drop your comments down below, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.